Radio Nigeria, uplifting the people and uniting the nation.
The time is 7 o'clock. Here is the news on the network service of Radio Nigeria. Good morning. I am Joy Maka, reading with
Tokbe Ujebe. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. Our top stories. President in July is set aside by the United Nations to recognize and reaffirm the role of cooperatives in economic and social development as well as achievement of social policy objectives. Cooperative societies have therefore become one of the most valid forums where people get together to achieve a common goal. As Nigeria celebrates International Cooperative Day, correspondent Callistus Ofo examines the impact of cooperative on national development.
Cooperative societies throughout the world are a group of persons with common goals to meet their economic, social, cultural needs and aspirations through a jointly owned controlled enterprise. The United Nations General Assembly instituted the first Saturday of July annually to mark International Cooperative Day and to highlight the contributions of cooperative societies across the world. Cooperatives, which are formed to meet specific objectives of its members, vary in membership size and type, which includes consumers, farmers, workers, social and community cooperatives, among others. Statistical findings from the International Cooperative Alliance reveal that cooperatives worldwide have about 8 million members in over 100 countries. Also, cooperatives account for more than 100 million jobs around the world, leading to an increase in global gross domestic product. Despite the many benefits, cooperatives are faced with numbers of challenges ranging from insufficient funds, corruption, poor management style, among others. A cross-section of cooperative members express divergent views on the benefits of cooperative societies.
It gives you an opportunity to take loan, unlike when you go to bank, interest rate is really high. They also provide you the opportunity to own properties or land.
I love cooperative. I have benefited a lot from cooperative. I can't just imagine how I would have been able to pay my children's school fees.
It has been a saving ground for many of us because it's not easy to gather money at a point and do a tangible product. Personally, I use the money I save to build a house. And anytime person is in need, particularly if you are pressed, cooperative is there.
On the other hand, Mr. John Eze expressed dissatisfaction about the performance of cooperatives.
You are collecting so much interest on it. They use it for gain. At the end of the day, the gain, they will not see. A group of people will just stand, bring their executive, embezzle the money. Interest rate is very, very poor. Look at grooming, cooperative society. All these women are crying. They borrow you money, you are unable to pay.
The chairman, Radio Nigeria, Abuja Cooperative Society, Mr. Abdul Rashid Abdul Karim, enumerated some of the benefits to include a retirement package.
If well organized, to meet the immediate financial needs of members. Apart from financial needs of members, cooperative society also acquire landed property for its members. It's through this that some of members will be able to get some of these things they cannot ordinarily save money to acquire, especially land. To acquire other properties for members like motor vehicles, car loan and machine loans.
Mr. Abdul Karim called on government to support cooperative societies to enhance human resource development in the country. In Abuja, Callistus Ofo, Radio Nigeria.
Callistus. Now, as we talk about cooperatives, we have the Federal Director of Cooperatives, Federal Ministry of Agriculture, Mr. Akitoye Akitola. Thanks for joining us, Mr. Akitola.
Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning to you. As we speak about cooperatives, certainly it's clear that there are new ideas, especially through the internet. Do you foresee a threat for cooperative systems with the new things happening in the world generally?
Cooperative operates on a time-tested principles, and because it's about the people, it has a self-regulating built-in mechanism for adjusting to prevailing situations in the world, and therefore it has a built-in self-regulation and economics of scale to meet with whatever challenges comes up in the world.
So are you saying with the self-regulation, despite the new systems that evolve through internet business, which some people are joining now, it won't kill the idea of cooperatives in the mind of the people?
Life is about changes. Right now, in the last 2.5 years, we have been re-engineering the cooperative model to be in tune. We are also using ICT to a large extent, and don't forget our principles allow cooperations among cooperatives. Cooperatives are amalgamating, they are joining together to do large-scale business so that they can have the requisite economies of scale.
Nigeria recently said to be a poor nation after India. How can cooperatives help to empower the people and take us out of poverty in the country?
It's simple. When the powers that be gives due recognition to the cooperative sector, Nigerian people will experience meaningful economic emancipation. It is very, very easy. The model is about the people, and it operates to have financial inclusivity, and there is equity, there is accountability, and the principles of cooperative makes for successful, peaceful, and sustainable life in any country where it is practiced.
All right. We're in a celebration mood for cooperatives Saturday, today, and one would wonder, why are we celebrating cooperatives?
Yes. The International Day of Cooperative is a day set aside to highlight the contributions of cooperative societies to socio-economic and cultural activities in their respective countries globally. And this year, 2018 International Day, happens to be the 96th International Day of Cooperative. And it has a theme, sustainable consumption and production.
Is that possible?
It is quite possible. I will throw some light. Creating an opportunity for cooperatives to show how they run successful businesses while respecting our natural environment and resources. Sustainable consumption and production normally connects environmental and social concerns with economic processes and markets, both on the supply and the demand side. And it refers to a set of cleaner production practices and the eco-efficiency of production system that enables innovation and technological change. This year's theme has been aligned with the high-level political forum for sustainable development transformation that's moving continents of the world towards sustainable and resilient societies.
All right, brilliant. We'll just leave it there as we wish you a very beautiful celebration today and hope that cooperatives achieve its purpose of sustainable development for the people of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
That was the Federal Director of Cooperatives, Federal Minister of Agriculture, Mr. Akintoye Akintola, speaking on the impact of cooperative societies in Nigeria.
Well, still talking about cooperative societies, my colleague Chukuma Agbanusi also interacted with the President, Federal Ministry of Defense, Agricultural Cooperative Society, MODACS, Comrade Balamosi Ishak, on the significance of the day.
How well has cooperative served as a tool for social economic stability?
Cooperative has been a very, very useful tool. If we take it back to the time in history when cooperative came into being, during the Industrial Revolution, Great Britain then, when we had serious miseries and deprivation as a result of the creation of machines take over the work of men in the weaving of cottons. At that time, people started coming together to see how can we help ourselves. And then those was when they started forming what you call the modern day cooperative. So many organizations came up to see how they work together, but most of them did not really succeed until when the Rochdale Pioneer Cooperative Society came up. Rochdale is a small town in United Kingdom. They had principles which they followed. As at that time, they were able to come together. 28 of them, they were weavers, and then they put together their resources, patronize each other, and sell and stick by the principles of cooperative, and it was a success. Now, this has been replicated in countries such as the United States, China, Japan, in India lately, also in Brazil. Cooperative has been a very vital instrument to take people out of poverty. So these are places where this system has been used effectively and it has succeeded.
Now, do you think that Nigeria has maximized the gains of cooperative as a means of financing development?
Not at all. Nigeria is very, very far behind in the sense that if you check the number of people in this country compared to the number of cooperative societies you have, and I'm talking of viable cooperative society, you will see that Nigeria has not even scratched the surface. And cooperative can do so much, but it needs government to put in place deliberate effort to push the people in that direction. And until that is done, you cannot really maximize a solution to poverty and hunger as it has been done in other countries.
This year's theme is sustainable consumption and production. How can the principles of sustainability be embedded in the operations of cooperatives?
Cooperative in itself is a system of entrepreneurship that encourage members to come together, put their resources together, and see how they can rule it into entrepreneurship and do well. As a country, we need to get the people to know that they have to work together, that government cannot do it alone. Let me also add that the people are not really at fault because most of them don't know about cooperative society. It is in our status book that in every state you have the Director of Cooperative, including the Federal Capital Territory, you have the Chief Registrar's Office. Also, you have the Office of the Director of Cooperative at the federal level. These are offices that are charged with the responsibility of strengthening cooperative society, enlightening the public, giving information that people need and how they understand how do we form this body and how does government come in to help us.
In what ways do you think that government can really support cooperatives for the benefit of members?
What government ought to do is look at the existing cooperative society, which of them are doing well, encourage them in that direction. Look at the Office of the Chief Registrars of Cooperative in the states at the federal level. Strengthen those offices by manpower and equipment they need to work. Strengthen them with technical know-how. For those that are not well trained, take them on training. Let them understand how this thing is done elsewhere so that they can come and impact this knowledge in the people. I have example of the Cooperative Society in the Ministry of Defense. We started in 2005 with nothing, and today we are running in the billions of naira. We can replicate it in other ministries, other private sector organizations. You will see that the economy of this country will boom powerfully because there will be a lot of entrepreneurship activities and development.
Now your final word to other cooperatives.
I want to say to cooperative generally, the rules are there, the principles are there, the ethics of cooperatives are there. We follow them, but we must be creative. Cooperatives are an enterprise, and for you to succeed in an enterprise, you must look at how can I be a good entrepreneur. This is the way we go.
Thank you very much for being with us on Radio Nigeria.
Thank you very much.
Well, Chukuma Agbanusi, they're interacting with the President, Federal Ministry of Defense, Agricultural Cooperative Society, MODACS, Comrade Balamosi Ishak, on the significance of the day. And the commentary is on World Cooperative Day. It is written by Maurice Asukwo, a public affairs analyst.
History of cooperatives can be traced to the suffering and degradation of British industrial workers in 1840 to promote their welfare. The understanding of working in a capitalist economy then showed that the system did not have regard for human relations and equity in economic relations, thereby exposing every first Saturday of July is regarded as the United Nations International Cooperatives to increase awareness on cooperatives and promote the movements of economic ideas. The theme for this year, which is sustainable consumption and production of goods and services, is an opportunity for cooperatives to show how they run successful businesses and promote the welfare of members. As a group of persons that voluntarily agree to come together and with their resources to promote the welfare of members, cooperatives play a vital role in nation building. In Nigeria, for instance, the historical development of cooperatives is linked closely with the government at the federal and state level to promote the welfare of members, as many government agencies and non-governmental organizations have established cooperative societies. Unfortunately, many cooperative executives are not sincere in managing funds and generating ideas for this purpose. Many people also jumped into cooperative businesses without adequate knowledge of its ideology. For instance, it is unethical for a primary cooperative society to open branches using the same registration number. The operation of a three-tier cooperative structure at the local, state and national level is not proper, as there will not be efficient linkages to strengthen the system. For cooperative societies to be effective in the country, it is imperative for government to improve on the economy, for people to form cooperative societies that will be vibrant in promoting their welfare. A National Council of Cooperative Affairs should be created to formulate policies that will guide and regulate the activities of cooperatives in the country. Government should also promote the formation of cooperative clubs in schools for students to develop the concept of savings. Since agricultural production takes place mainly in rural areas, efforts should be made to assist rural farmers through the formation of agricultural cooperative societies to uplift their standard of living. This will also increase agricultural productivity and food security in the country. When cooperatives are encouraged and efficiently operated, they would promote sustainable production and consumption of local goods for the economic development of the country.